Hello everybody, welcome back to another video, and in this video we are going to be doing a massive review on the Jurassic World Rebirth DISTORTUS Rex as promised. So I got this guy about a month ago now, and he's been an awesome figure. However, the thing is, I've pressed that button to do the action feature too many times. So his batteries are a bit iffy. Probably need to replace them soon. So like the mechanism for the head moving side to side won't be as fast. But yeah, that's the intro out of the way. Let's move on to the review of the box first. So it's the same as the Innistrandsia kind of box, like how it's the land style, with cliffs here and the forest and on a sunrise or sunset backdrop. You've got a very ugly rendering of DISTORTUS Rex here. Got the name of DISTORTUS Rex. Jurassic World Rebirth here. The logo there. Here you've got this try me, which is the button, and you can twist the tail. We'll go over that later. And here's the back of the box. You've got an overview of its action features. And here I've got the Mosasaurus, but I still have yet to got the Spinosaurus, so I will be getting that soon. Just haven't gotten around to getting it just yet. But that's the box out of the way. Now, let's move on to the DISTORTUS Rex. So right off the bat, it's actually quite weighty compared to some of the other ones, like Megatheropods and the Mosasaurus. Because it's got this big bulky frame with electronics inside and all that jazz. But here it's got this pale beige main body tone. It's got a white underneath here, and it just cuts off in this waist segment here. You've got brown down the forearms, and you've got brown on the top here, which it's kind of like it looks olive green on the camera, but in person it looks much more brown. On the face, you've got nicely painted orange eye with a black pupil. The teeth are rubber, and a white jaw here, and it's a very mean and bulky jaw. It looks really cool. The actual DISTORTUS Rex has, I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, it has more fat or something, like there's more mass down here, if I'm not mistaken, because this looks a bit thin. It still looks very bulky, but this extends out, if I'm not mistaken, down to that part of the jaw. The sculpt now, you've got a nice little divot for the ear there. The jaw is very well sculpted. I really like the details that are on it. And here on the top of the head, there's lots of bumps. It might be a similar situation to the Scorpius Rex, where these are cancerous growths, but that's not confirmed. That's just on the figure. The arms, they're nice and beefy, bulky arms. These tiny little arms, they're like T-Rex arms. And I'm pretty sure they're the same sculpt as the Power Devour T-Rex, which I probably won't be getting because too many T-Rexes, and I've already gotten the Lab Lockdown T-Rex, which I will be covering in a later video. But anyway, here with the leg, it's reminiscent of a T-Rex kind of leg. And these toes, they look like they're painted. However, they're not. They're a separate mold. And while we're here, actually, there's the scan code for the DISTORTUS REX. But yeah, the tail, it's short, but beefy, just like the rest of the body. So this is just a very big, beefy thing. The sculpt on the right and the left arms are different. So on this one, it's just one solid piece. But on this one, it has an elbow joint, wrist joint. So does this one. This one also has a wrist joint, and also a shoulder joint, which can also come out like that. But that's also part of the action feature that we will be covering soon. In terms of articulation, the feet can swivel, the head can move down, the jaw can close, but that's all part of the action feature. These can be. These are very flimsy, they don't have much articulation. Most of the articulation is in this right arm here. It can go up and down. It can do all sorts of things. It's very, very cool. The legs, it can go up that far, which is not very far, and can go down that far. This leg can go up that far, and go down that far. And this arm/leg can go down and up like that. But none of them can go out side to side apart from this one. And the tail can twist. And that's also part of the action feature that we will be showcasing. So, speaking of the action features, let's do a showcase of them. So, right here on the tail, you've got this big button. Nice place for your thumb there, and you can make it do a roar, and you can shake it, and you can change it from, so this is a roar and a shake, the X. This is just no sound, no electronics at all, and no shaking. That is the O. The middle one there, and the I think that is. It's supposed to do a shake. One sec. Yeah, this one's really cool. It like whenever it does a sound, any sound with the roar, it shakes. However, if we put it back to X, it just does the shake after the roar. Like that. Now, the other action feature, which is a really, is if we get the D-Rex here, grab the tail, put a figure down, just like this little unsuspecting Dilophosaurus. And then what we can do is we can send him into the stratosphere. Wait. Take two. What we can do is we can send him into the Take three. Got a bit more distance that time. Take four now. I've given up using the Dilophosaurus. I think he's just too small. What we can do is we can send this Velociraptor into the stratosphere. Oh my gosh. Absolutely got sent flying. Holy moly. That is such a fun action feature. It doesn't really work on other, like, big figures. However, you can do it on small figures. Small to medium figures. But now, a part that you guys enjoy, the size comparison. So, firstly, we will start with the tiny Dilophosaurus. here is the Velociraptor. Mission Mayhem vehicle. Beckel Spinax. Hammond Collection Allosaurus, which a review will be coming soon. T-Rex. The T-Rex actually is a bit longer. Wow. But the DISTORTUS Rex is much taller and beefier and stockier. And if the T-Rex is longer, that means the Giganotosaurus is also longer. Once again, same thing with the T-Rex. Beefier, stockier, taller. Here is the Mosasaurus, and the Mosasaurus is larger, probably by mass as well. However, if we're actually using like the movie model of the Mosasaurus compared to the T-Rex, it would not be that close of a size difference. I'll just say that. Here's the Quetzalcoatlus standing up like that. It's a bit taller than the T-Rex. And then here is the Quetzalcoatlus wingspan compared to the T-Rex. Now, here's a pretty big one. This is one that I wanted to see when I first bought the T-Rex, Indominus Rex to the T-Rex. So it's actually the Indominus Rex. Poor Hammond Collection Spino. The Indominus Rex is longer, and the T-Rex is taller and more stocky. But now, here is where the T-Rex starts to get dwarfed. Hammond Collection Spino, from tail tip to tail tip, has that much of a difference, and much taller as well. Now, oh, this thing's heavy. Super colossal T-Rex, much larger, no comparison. And Brachiosaurus, much larger. For some reason, I thought that the T-Rex would be up to here. For some reason, so because I got the Brachiosaurus before I got the T-Rex, so yeah, I thought that the T-Rex would be like a sauropod kind of level, but I'm glad it's not, because that would be a bit much. However, the size did fluctuate a lot in the movie, for some odd reason. But yeah, that'll have to wrap up this video. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one, Spino Squad. Bye for now.